Good morning, beautiful ones. I am Tanya Unveiled, and I've been asked by some of my members of what I do for my morning routine. Now, I'm going to share that I'm a very structured person, so I will share what my morning routine is, but what's really, really important is that you need to find something that is sustainable and what can get you up looking forward to doing it every single day. So I'm more than happy to share what I do, but they are the things I want you to think about when you are looking to put together your morning ritual. And of course, if you have anything you'd like to share about what you do, love to hear it. Love for you to share it with everyone as well. Please comment below about it. Okay, so I haven't got any makeup or anything on. I've literally just finished my morning routine, and I thought, oh well, it's been raining here a little bit, so I don't know if I'm going to do one part of it, which I'll share what it is soon. So I'll jump in and quickly record this for you now. So the first thing I do when I get up, I'm actually not really a morning person. Well, I never thought I was. So what I do is outsmart my brain. So there's a really great resource, Mel Robbins, Outsmart Your Brain. She's got lots of YouTube clips and things about it, and she's got a book. So she believes that there's no such thing as motivation, and it's got some really great content in there. So if you know you're someone that struggles to get up in the morning, it's got some great tips on that as well. So what I do the night before is that I get ready for what I need to do in the morning so I don't have to think about it. So I've got my clothes lined out, I've got my yoga mat rolled out, I've got picked out which of the things I want to watch on YouTube, etc. So what are those things? I wake up in the morning and I don't even think about it. I'm like, roll out of bed. I've got my clothes lined out there already today. I've got a bit of my yoga stuff on today, and I'd literally just get it on and go out to my Kundalini yoga. Now, I have evolved what movement I do each day, and as I'm getting more mature, I have realized that really pushing my body first thing in the morning is not great for my adrenal glands, which are already have been burnt out from time to time. So mine is more a soulful, slow practice in the morning. Once again, you need to do what feels best for you. So I get up and do what's called a Kundalini yoga in the morning. So it's less full on for your body. It's got more chanting of mantras. Well, they're really more singing, which is what I like. I like the vibration of how it feels when I sing the mantras, and more focus on breathing and holding your body in different positions. I'm not going to go into much more about Kundalini yoga than that because wowza, where do you start, where do you end? But today I'll pop down below one of the clips I did today, and it was about, what did I do today? A heart meditation for love, forgiveness, and gratitude. So it was beautiful. So I'll share that with you below as well. So once I do that, I then go into my diary and I write out my gratitude. So at least 3 for the day. But here's the trick. I cannot write anything that I've written in the last week. So it stops me from writing every day. I'm so grateful I have my son, which of course I am, but I need to expand my RAS and my reticular activation system, expand it so I can see all of the beautiful things that sometimes go undetected for what I'm grateful for each day. Now, the other things that I do is that I am a member of Elizabeth Peru's newsletter. So I do read through and see what energetic force fields are happening for the day, and planetary and moon stuff as well, because I am definitely a moon lady. And the other thing I've started doing is looking after my fascia. So I'm fortunate that I have a sauna. So if I have time, I like to jump in for a little bit and I rub out my fascia with what's called an Ashley Black fascia blaster. Because there's lots of stuff that I can talk about with fascia, but my emotions have been tied into that and it gets knotted and not great. So I do a little bit of that. I have not done that today because I knew I wouldn't have time. But there is a beautiful app called Fascia Yoga. So it's for free, and I do this and it goes into different body parts, and you use this little white ball here. you use this little white ball there and you do different stretches. So for me, it's like a yoga, but I have extremely tight fascia knotted up all over my body, and it makes it very difficult for me to stretch out. So I use that long, thin ball, and I just download this app and I do a couple of those each day. Pick which ones. They go through all different parts of the body. So if you've got something, an ailment in particular, where you know that, oh, this part of my body is not going well, etc., you can choose whichever it is and do it, or you can actually go through the whole lot. It's totally up to you and what you have time for. The other thing that I do that's a little bit different, I learned of the amazing Peter Kelly, and that is to script out how I want the day to go. So I look up my calendar and then I actually write out the most perfect day possible for what I've got booked in. And it could be that my son easily gets dressed, eats his breakfast and goes off to school with no issues whatsoever. So that was a little bit of fun, but it shows you what it is. So what I'm doing is totally turning my RAS on, my reticular activation system, so my brain can give me opportunities to be right. So it may not be perfectly like that, but it's going to find ways to prove me right. Your brain wants to prove you right. So if I'm writing out how this is going to go, it may not specifically be that, but it's looking for ways that are the most aligned for that as well, that I may not have even seen before. So that's been a beautiful part of my morning process. And I'll be honest, I've actually missed it for a little while I've been launching, etc., and it's been quite full on, but I definitely put it back into place today, and I can't wait to see what the day is like at the end of the day, how close I was. So that's a few things. I do like to do a little bit of education throughout the day, even just on my lunch break, something to fill up the cup. Some little bit of motivation, inspiration, etc. I'm restarting the Firestarter series today for my Danielle Laporte people. You will know what that is. It's an amazing book that is also an audio, etc. I'm starting that again today as well. So that's going to be my part of education. Even though I know what the information, I think sometimes reviewing it, because we get so much stuff into our brain that some of it doesn't fall out, but to protect ourselves, the brain pushes some to the back and does not go back and review it. So it's good to revisit these things from time to time as well. And I've been really flappy with my arms today. So that is way longer than I thought that was going to be, but what is my morning routine? I would love to hear what you do for yours. Are you a person who does long distance running, etc.? I'm thinking, oh, the other part that I do is just before we go to school for my son and I start work. I usually do work in the morning and then do more work afterwards when he's at school, is that I like to go for us to sit at the beach and just listen to the waves. Sometimes we walk on the boardwalk, but I find for my son with his ASD, his adrenals really get burnt out very, very fast, going to school and masking and trying to fit in when he is absolutely not a conformist. So we try and do that and at least start the day. I've got him trying to assessing his breathing and just doing a couple of breathe in and outs, but he's 6, he's not going to be perfect, and sometimes he's just not interested. But I feel if I can just bring him back to these things, that they will be more accessible as he gets older, and he needs to be, when he becomes more responsible, for feeling good for himself. Anyway, beautiful ones, I hope you have an amazing Monday. I'm sending so much love to you all and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye.